Yo guys, it's Safe Bear. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are back with a Premier League match day review for Chelsea versus Leicester. Obviously, a game which is going to be tougher than the last Premier League game we had, and in a way, tougher than the last game we actually played, which was against obviously Copenhagen 2 days ago in the UEFA Conference League. I think Leicester are a better side than Copenhagen, so it's a tougher test, a test we should still be winning, but obviously I'm going to give my opinion on all that as I go through the video. So, because obviously this is the match review. Before we do get into it, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I load a video. Also, first link in the description is my streaming channel, my second channel. Go and check those out, be very much appreciated. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Chelsea-Leicester, not Leicester-Chelsea. Chelsea-Leicester. A fixture where, like I've already been saying, we should be picking up 3 points in. Ideally, in the Premier League, this is our 6-pointer. We should have got 3 points against... Oh, I thought that was a spoiler then. We should have got 3 points against Southampton, and we got the 3 points against Southampton. Now, go and get me another 3 points against Leicester. Again, this is a perfect opportunity at picking up 6 points against the bottom two in the league. If we look at the league table real quick before we actually properly get into all the stuff, Leicester are currently on 17 points and lying in 19th in the relegation zone. The three that are in the relegation zone right now are Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton. All three have just been promoted from the Championship, so all three look like they're about to go down. With Leicester, I'm surprised they're in the position that they're in right now. And I've got to be honest with Leicester, I don't mind Leicester as a club. In fact, actually as a club, I think Leicester are quite a good team. They're quite a good team, especially, at the time where they won the league. At the time they won the league in 15-16, the year before that, obviously, we won the league. You know, they're that unbelievable team with Jamie Vardy and N'Golo Kante, Danny Drinkwater, Wes Morgan, Mahrez and stuff. You know, that team was brilliant. The year after, they obviously won the Champions League and they went to the semi-final of the Champions League. One of my favourite ever Premier League players, actually, surprisingly as well, is Jamie Vardy. Like, Jamie Vardy, I don't know why. I love that guy. I think he's brilliant. He's a shithouse. He's still keeping up to this day right now. He's still in the Premier League, bagging goals and stuff like that. I don't mind Leicester as a team. Their fan base, majority of the time, majority of them as well, speaking, I think they're decent people. You know what I'm trying to say? They boo when they want to boo and stuff like that. I get it. But, like, that all goes out the window. You've got to get 3 points against Leicester tomorrow. That goes against the window. It goes out of the window. That's the word I was looking for. And I think actually last time we played Leicester, their fans were actually quite at us for some odd reason. Where I think the two clubs, Chelsea and Leicester, have always had a good little relationship. You know, we buy most of their good players. They come to us and they succeed. You know what I mean? Ben Chilwell, for example, and N'Golo Kante. Danny Drinkwater, not so much, but, you know, Danny sit on the bench water more, like, you know what I'm trying to say. And, I mean, he still won some stuff with us. And he was part of some good teams, you know what I'm trying to say. So, I mean, I guess that's a positive. But, like, West Fofana as well, you know what I mean? There's a good little friendship there between the clubs. Again, like I've been saying, that goes out the window tomorrow. 3 points are necessary. We need 3 points. Teams below us today have dropped points in the games that they played. They've dropped points. Let's go and pick up points. Please, for the love of God, don't roll out the red carpet and let Leicester come through and trample their dirty shoes all over it and disrespect us. For the love of God, do not do that. That's my one worry with us. And it is perfectly capable. Don't look at the league table and be fooled because they're sitting in 19th. Don't. They've got Prem quality players. Like I said, Jamie Vardy, even though he's 37 or something like that now, he's been kicking around the Premier League for a long period of time. He's a Premier League experienced player and he's keeping it up to this day. They've got Premier League established players in their team. They've got experienced players in their team. Something that we do lack a little bit. You know what I'm trying to say? So if it really goes down to nitty-gritty tomorrow, Leicester are going to have that extra bit of experience to guide them through. But do they have that extra bit of quality? Perhaps not. Perhaps not. And I think that is what could save us if it really gets down to it tomorrow. Do I think it's going to get down to it tomorrow? Wait for my score prediction later on. But we know that Leicester are going to come to the bridge and park the bus. Again, I always say this about teams like Leicester, you know, teams that are sitting around 15th to 20th. I always say if they come to the bridge and they park the bus, how can I sit here and blame them? You know what I'm trying to say? They're coming to an away ground with a far less greater team than us. They're going to try and get the points and hit us where it hurts the most, and that is low blocking. And I do expect Leicester to low block tomorrow. They've got a manager who has got one over us before. Obviously, that is when he was interim this season at Man United, I think it was, and Man United got a draw with us. The fact Man United got a draw with us and they're sitting 14th this season is ridiculous, by the way. Absolutely stupid. We should have beaten them. You know what I mean? We should have beaten United that day. I'm still fuming we even dropped points in that game. But you know, Ruud van Nistelrooy is manager of Leicester. I think Leicester are actually winless in the last 11 out of their 12 games, I think it is. So again, I hate reading these stats with this Chelsea team and this Chelsea ownership, this Chelsea era. I hate reading these stats out. Why? Because when I hear these, but 10 years ago when I used to read these stats, or even 5 years ago when I used to read these stats, I used to be rubbing the hands, licking the lips, just like a fly on the wall on a holiday. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm looking at, you know, stranger sandwiches on the wall, and I'm rubbing my hands, licking my lips. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm getting all that. You know what I'm saying? I am. I'm getting there one day. I'm gonna have it one day. And I'd be thinking, yeah, easy 3 points, and we go and get the 3 points. But with this Chelsea team, you look at them stats, winless in the last 11 out of 12 games, and you think, fudge, they're going to come to the bridge and do us. That's how it usually is. And I'm not coming on here being negative, by the way. That's just the reality of the situation. That's the Chelsea of new, that is. That's the Chelsea of recent history. We've been doing that a lot. The teams that are on a bad run of form, we roll out the red carpet and let them come through. I don't think that's going to necessarily happen tomorrow. I don't think it is, because obviously the quality of the two teams, you know, Leicester, Chelsea, the quality. But they're winless in their last 11 out of 12. We should be taking advantage of that and making it winless out of the last 12 out of 13, in my opinion. Anyway, speaking about us, obviously we've just come off a good win. Well, a good win. It's a win against a poor side in the Conference League, Copenhagen. And we've also got a win against a poor side in Southampton in the Premier League in our last game. So we've had a little bit of a bounce. We're having a little bit of bounce in form. Even though they're little bits of bounces, because a win against Southampton, bottom of the league, win against Copenhagen, a team we should be beating in the Conference League. You know what I'm trying to say? Even though they're little bits of bounces in form, that little bit of bounce against a win against Leicester as well could make that little bit bounce a bit more, even more. You know what I'm trying to say? And then that's when we could get to the harder fixtures, and hopefully we'll have a bit of run under our form. You know what I'm trying to say? A bit more oomph in the way we're playing. Which, even though, like I said, we've come off the back of 2 good wins and one to progress us to the next round of the you know, Conference League. But you know what I mean? Pretty much the next round. You'd expect us to be that. You'd expect us to play somewhat well at some point in the next couple of fixtures. Whether that's going to happen, I'm not too sure. But, you know, I'm expecting us to have all the ball tomorrow. Like I said, I think Leicester are going to low block. I think we're going to have all the ball tomorrow. It's just, are we going to be able to break the low block? That's what frustrates me. I don't think, even right now, with the attacking options we've got no reliable striker up front. I mean, Sancho's the only one I can really think of that will drive at a low block and hopefully beat two players and create something. Palmer can do that, but the way Maresca has Palmer playing in recent games, the role he has Palmer playing, he's not going to be there. He's going to probably be at right wing back, because that has been the reality of the situation. Palmer, if you watch him on the games, has been playing as a right wing back. I swear to God. You know, the only player I see driving at players is Sancho, and he's off form. You know what I'm trying to say? So who's going to be that one player to unlock the low block tomorrow? Because there will be a low block. I don't know. If we get Palmer playing in his usual role, and not the role we've been playing him in the last couple of games, then we'll unlock it, I reckon. We should do. We should have the quality to. So, yeah, that's what I think. Anyway, we've got Lavia might be on the bench tomorrow, is what Maresca has been saying. Lavia might be on the bench, which is a positive, because I really like Romeo Lavia. I think when he comes in, he makes our team so much better. I think Wesley Fofana could be on the bench as well tomorrow. We saw him on the bench about 2 weeks ago, so he could potentially be on the bench. Well, about a week ago, sorry. The last game we played, last Premier League game. Fofana could also be on the bench tomorrow, which again is another boost. You know what I'm trying to say? But these are players that are boosts in positions we don't need a boost in right now. I'm not saying Lavia doesn't make our midfield better. It does. I'm not saying Wesley Fofana doesn't make our defence better. It does. Them two actually make us more reliable and compact at the back. We're just lacking in forward options. The only forward options we've got is Tyreek George, Sancho, who's off form, Neto, who I trust, Palmer, and Nkunku. And you're probably thinking, if you're a neutral fan, you're probably thinking, that's 5 options. That's more than enough. You know what I'm trying to say? There's 2 spare there. Not when you play a left winger, right winger, cam, and a striker. You know what I'm trying to say? There's not enough there. So, yeah. Anyway, back to team news. Badia Shield's obviously back. We saw him in the last game against Copenhagen, thrown straight in. I thought he wasn't that great. And apart from that, that's about it. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into the... Actually, before we do, I just want to quickly mention this about what Maresca has said. Maresca says he sees Reece James as a midfielder. And apparently when he came to Chelsea first, Maresca, apparently he told Reece James he wants Reece James to become a midfielder. This is all I've got to say about the situation personally. For me personally, I think Reece James is a good midfielder. I think he does well in the midfield. That's it, about well. I think he does his job to an okay degree. I think it depends on the team. If we're playing a top 6 team, then I think you're going to see him get worked. But I think against these type of teams, especially Leicester tomorrow, you expect him to get the job done and be decent. There's going to be a couple holes in his game, obviously. But my problem is, when Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo are fit, Reece James doesn't get in the midfield. Even if Maresca wants it to become a midfielder, he doesn't get into the midfield. He's 4th on that list. But as a fullback, a right back, obviously would be in his position, he gets straight in. When fit and ready, he gets straight in. Why? Because he's the best right back in the world. I'd go as far to say he's the best fullback in the world when he's fit and available. That's the thing. That's the asset. You're losing one of your best assets. The best fullback in the world. You're missing that asset. He's unbelievably world class at right back. And you decide to throw him into the midfield where... when every one of our midfielders is fit and available at the top of their game, Reece James is 4th pick. Use him as a fullback, in my opinion. He does okay in the midfield, but I'd rather world class than okay. That's just me personally. And we've seen how Gusto is in this system as well. I don't think that helps as well. I want Reece James there personally. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on that. I just thought I'd quickly say that. I was meant to mention it whilst I was going, before I mentioned the team news and stuff. So I just wanted to quickly say that. Anyway, now let's move on to the 11 I want to go with. So the lineup I'm going to go with for tomorrow, it's going to be right here on the screen. Sorry for the graphic, by the way. The graphic wasn't working today. I don't know what it is. The app that I use didn't have the faces come up. It was just this animated thing. I don't know what it is. So anyway, Philip Jorgensen in goal, Marco Correa left back, Tosin Adebayo and Trevor Chalobah as your 2 centre backs, Reece James as the right back, Enzo Fernandez Caicedo in the double pivot, Pedro Neto off the left, Palmer in the 10, Tyreek George off the right, and then Nkunku is the ST. Now let me tell you the reason why real quick. I've gone through these players. Jorgensen in goal, we know he's going to be starting. We know he's the main guy in goal. I don't like what Maresca said after the Southampton game about saying basically if Jorgensen boots it long, instead of playing it short, then he's going to be second choice goalkeeper and you'll take him off. I don't like that. If a goalkeeper's in danger, just get it out for the love of God. So that's why you're seeing him play so many risky passes against Southampton. I don't like that from Maresca personally. But anyway, Jorgensen is the main keeper, so he's going to play. Marco Correa, I'd have him inverting into midfield, obviously. And then I'd have Reece James inverting from a right back into a right centre-back. Marco Correa, obviously going to be playing left back, you know what I'm saying? So I'd have him in. Tosin Adebayo, Trevor Chalobah as 2 centre-backs. Again, I want to see this centre-back partnership again, please. We saw it on one occasion. Sorry about that. I forgot who it was against. It was the first game Trevor Chalobah came back in. I think it was against Wolves. It might have been at the Bridge. I'm not too sure. I forgot what game it was. But that partnership looked brilliant. I don't know why we've not seen it since. I want to see it again tomorrow. It should be able to deal with Leicester. You know what I'm saying? So I want these 2 back in. Reece James, right back into right centre-back. I trust him going into centre-back more than Cucurella. Obviously, like I've already said, I don't mind him going into midfield. You could play Reece James anywhere across the pitch and he'd be brilliant. So it doesn't matter. But please just play him in where his natural position is. Do you know what I mean? Play him there. Even if he has to tuck in as a right centre-back, I don't mind it. Anyway, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo midfield. I don't even need to talk about these two in the midfield, especially Enzo Fernandez. That Maresca role he's put on Enzo Fernandez and developed on Enzo Fernandez. It's working like a sweet treat in a candy shop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's working really, really well. He's scoring, assisting, and being very influential in the game. So I want to see him do that role again. And long may it continue. Caicedo just does what he does best. He does the dirty work. In fact, you stopped hearing his name in games now that often, because guess why? He just does what he does. Intercepts, tackles, passes the ball for us to progress up the pitch. That's his role. That has always been his role. That's what he's best at. So I don't know why people expect goals and assists off Caicedo and creating big chances like Enzo does. It's different roles. You know what I'm saying? Different roles. It's like a cheese roll and a normal bread roll. You know what I'm trying to say? They have their differences and they have their likes and dislikes. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Caicedo, Enzo has to be those two in the pivot. I will say, if Caicedo gets a yellow card tomorrow, he is banned for the next game, I think it is. So hopefully he doesn't get a yellow. He probably will, and it'll probably be a yellow for a tackle that's not even a foul. That's what it'll probably be, because he gets loads of those. Anyway, Neto off the left. I know in recent games we've been seeing Neto as the ST and then Nkunku off the left. Please don't. I don't mind it. I don't necessarily mind it, especially against a team like Leicester. Again, no offense to Leicester. You know, he's been getting GA there, but like I think he's better and he gets more involved in the game and he's better for us defensively as well, with him being off the left or the right in his natural position. So playing there, and I think he will get a GA tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, I think. Palmer in the 10, please play Palmer in his normal role, his normal natural position, please. I know on paper he looks like he's playing in his normal natural position and role, but that's not the case. It's not the case. If you're actually watching the game with your eyes, he's all the way on the right-hand side in defence. Stop that. Play him where he usually plays. Get him involved in the game. Let him dictate the play, evolve around the pitch. Let him do what he usually does, and he'll produce the goods for us. Anyway, Torrey George off the right. This is one that people are probably going to look at me and going, what are you doing? Why is Sancho not in? Sancho's been off form. I think you've got to take him off the bench for the next couple of games and try and warm him back into a rhythm of things. Torrey George's last two games that he's played, one was coming off the bench against Southampton, and he got an assist in, which was last weekend. And one of them was a start. He had a start against Copenhagen in the Cup, obviously the European Cup, that was 2 days ago, and he got an assist. Long may it continue. He should be able to do it against a Leicester, maybe. I want to see more of him. He looks eager. Play him. And then Nkunku is the ST. Look, I know Nkunku doesn't like playing ST. I know it's not his natural position than number 10 is, but I think you get more off Nkunku as an ST than you do out wide. And it's the same with Pedro Neto. I think you get more of him out wide than you do ST. But both of them could do ST right now. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I would rather see Nkunku there, because I think you'd get more goals from him there than what you would do Neto. That's just me personally. So, again, it's the only option. So, that's my lineup I'll go with. Let me know in the comments down below what you go with. So, score prediction time. Chelsea versus Leicester. It's at the Bridge. I do think we're going to get one over Leicester tomorrow. You expect it as well, especially Leicester lying in 19th in the league. You know, safe from 20th, but not safe in the Premier League. I think they are probably going to go down. We should be taking advantage, especially of their winless in 11 out of 12 games. We should be taking advantage of that, and I think we will be taking advantage of that. I think we are going to break the low block, and I think when we do break the low block, it will mean Leicester have got to come at us a little bit. I think they will come at us if we get the first goal, and then obviously I think the floodgates will open then, because the game will become more open. That's what I think. So that makes me think, I think I'm going to go with Chelsea 3, Leicester 1. I think Leicester will get one at some point. Hopefully it's not the first goal. If they score the first goal, then it's going to be a very long day, and I think it could potentially be a draw then, but I still would probably just edge at Chelsea win. But I think it will be 3-1 to Chelsea. I think we are going to get the first goal, and I think their first goal will be quite vital for us in this game. I swear to God, if Ruud van Nistelrooy gets another result against us this season, I'm going to... I might not return for the match review, okay? Anyway, that's the match review done for Chelsea versus Leicester. Let me know in the comments down below what your score prediction is, though. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified for my video tomorrow, obviously an hour after the game for the match review. So, yeah, be ready for that an hour after the game. See you then, take care, and let's get this Chelsea. Peace.